Greetings, brothers and sisters. So I got a lot of alien stuff, extraterrestrial stuff to get to. A couple of movie trailers. And let's start off here, because this is big news from the Friends reveal. The Friends are having a reunion show, and Jennifer Aniston and David Schwimmer almost hooked up. And other bombshell revelations from Friends reunion. I've been noticing that the celebrity news is, like, pretty desperate. Like, they don't really have much. Everybody's stuck at home. And, And so this is a bombshell revelation that David Schwimmer and Jennifer Aniston almost hooked up. It's also shocking. Friends stars reveal shocking set romance. We channeled our love. Yeah, you did do a good job with it. So I saw this trending on YouTube Trends. The Kardashians. Kim Kardashian says she didn't pass first-year law exam. I thought she was already a lawyer or something. It's not a shocker that she couldn't pass a hard mental test. I got a lot of funny jokes today, I think. There's just a lot of funny stuff.
So you guys, I did not pass the baby bar.
Bummer for you. Sucks to be you. She didn't pass the baby bar.
If you do law school the way that I'm doing it, it is a 4-year program instead of your typical 3-year program.
She's doing in 4 years what most people do in 3. Well, she needs an extra year.
And after year 1, you have to take the baby bar. This one actually is...
She's taking the baby bar, not the full bar, the bar exam to become a lawyer. She's got to take the baby bar.
Harder, I hear, than the official bar.
Of course, the baby bar is much harder than the official bar. They make the first test much harder than the test to be a lawyer. It's just the way it works, right? It's like any test. The pre-test is always much harder than the actual test. Everyone knows that.
You needed a 560, you got a 474.
So that's 84% of passing, right? She failed to make the passing grade and 86 points short. She was 84% of 560, and she was 84 points short on the test of 560. So that's, not good.
That's extremely close on a
If you lose by 86 points, like, how is being short 86 points, or she was short 26% of passing, not 26% of an A, 26% of passing. It's a pass-fail situation. So she wasn't close.
test that most people are not taking in the middle of a pandemic.
Pandemic's fault, and Trump's fault.
I am a failure.
You're not a failure,
Well...
Kim.
I spent,
But she might be an alien. What is going on there? What's happening? So this is, that doesn't look like a real human being for sure. But she was an alien. I think she would have been able to pass the baby bar. Just, I don't know. I think aliens are pretty good at the bar exam. Moving on to the Tomorrow War. We have a nice suburb. We have a, cul-de-sac-ridden little family suburb development area here. It's from Amazon Prime Video. Like, movies are no longer, movie theaters are basically done. I mean, a lot of them will not recover from the, COVID debacle.
Okay, none of you are my child. Has anyone seen Miri?
Aww.
He's a donkey. They have this little donkey thing going on. She says hee-haw, he says hee-haw. It's kind of a bonding. There's a little bit of character development here. Wait a minute. Something exciting finally happened at a soccer game. Breaking news. Something exciting finally happened at a soccer game.
We are fighting a war 30 years in the future.
Wait, you guys got wars in the future?
It's a joke.
Our enemy is not human. We need you to fight.
I got drafted.
He got drafted in the future? They're coming back and drafting people from the present to fight a war in the future? That just, that sounds pretty bleak.
I will be back.
Why is this?
How does a draft like that work? How do you draft people from the past? Like, what authority does the future have over the past?
Is happening? What about the teachers' deferment and the veterans' deferment?
If I don't go, they're going to draft you in my place.
Then you better go. Don't allow her to be drafted. And they have time travel. They can go back to the past, and they're using that to draft soldiers. It seems a little sketchy to me. You have time travel, and you're fighting a war. Let's go back to the past and draft soldiers. It doesn't sound like they're very bright in the future. Maybe, maybe the aliens should take over.
But if something does happen to me, you and Mary will be taken care of.
If something happens to you, Dan?
Come on, Dan. Dan, what about when something happens to you? You're going to fight a war in the future. Look, there's protests. Look, they're holding up signs. They don't want to be drafted to the future.
70% of draftees do not return.
Sometimes a man does what's best for his family, not himself.
He's sacrificing himself for his family. Sometimes he does that. Sometimes he has to do that. Sometimes he's got to go fight a war in the future. That's what a man has to do. He's got to do that,
Move your shirt, please.
What's this for?
It's just a test.
We can tell by the music you're lying, right? It's not just a test.
Oh, a seatbelt. Was it a driving test? No, you don't have Joe.
This device facilitates your
Wow, that really hurt. They put on that device as future device.
jump to and from the future war.
In 11 months' time, all human beings in the future will be wiped from the face of the earth.
And that's my problem. How? So I should catapult into the future with your fancy time travel device? Can't you guys come up with another solution? Like, we need to bring in soldiers from the past.
Unless you help us.
I was trying to save my daughter.
They do this donkey thing, hee-haw, hee-haw, it's a whole... remember that? That was fun. Remember those fun times right before the future people came in and wrecked that wonderful, boring soccer game and told us you got to fight a war or you're all going to be wiped out in 30 years?
If I gotta save the world to save her, then I'm gonna do it.
This is the end. The human species will disappear from the face of the earth.
And that's my problem. How? And?
We are literally living on borrowed time.
There's still a chance that we can stop this war from ever happening.
I think that's his daughter. I think that woman who was talking is his daughter. Spoiler alert, that's his daughter.
Okay. So we gotta fight.
Well, it's nice knowing you.
That was his daughter. Him and his daughter are fighting together. That's the big... they're not telling you, but, I know. I know how these things go. Tomorrow War on Amazon Original Movie. Wait, it's velociraptors? Like it sounds like his sounds like they're fighting velociraptors. It might not be a velociraptor, but it's something crazy, some crazy alien that sounds like a velociraptor. So another alien invasion movie. So this is the trailer's official teaser trailer to the Eternals. It starts off, they're playing some music, and everything's calm, it's primitive, people doing primitive things and being happy, living in a primitive world. And then something starts happening. What's happening to these primitive people? There's something coming. They're looking off into the distance. Boom! It's some sort of advanced spaceship coming back in the past. This is the Eternals. It's the end of the world. Let's get that in there, right? Let's put that idea out into people's subconscious. It's the end of the world, folks. Brought to you by Marvel.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Planet Earth is beautiful, isn't it? Angelina Jolie is in this one. She is wanting to be a superhero. She tries really hard. Tomb Raider, some movie I just covered, some trailer that movie bombed where she was, doing something with Fire Ranger stuff. She's not very athletic, not really a good actress, but she's desperate to be a superhero, Maleficent. She wants to show everyone she's powerful. From Marvel Studios, after the debacle that was the Avengers Endgame, and then all the stuff to do with, politically correct, agenda-driven stuff, and they're now trying to reboot their universe, and this doesn't look like it's going to help. It's aliens, and they got something to do on Earth.
We have watched.
They can make water just appear from the ground and water crops. There's corn going on here. They got corn. They've watched. They're out there watching. They've been stalking planet Earth.
Unguided.
They've been watching people be unguided, just living here on their own, doing primitive things. They got to teach them how to do their hair, right? They're not guided.
We have helped them progress.
That's Selma Hayek talking. They've helped them progress. So this one woman has an English accent and Selma Hayek has a Spanish accent. These Eternals are multicultural. And so they've helped them progress by giving them blades. They have knives to give them. They're going to give them warrior skills. And who's the greatest warrior of all time? Angelina Jolie.
And seen them accomplish wonders.
We've seen them accomplish wonders. So they're going back and showing you that extraterrestrials came in and helped build the pyramids and things like that, which, there was a superior race here at one time in terms of technological development and advancement. And now they're sort of, hinting at it here. But the big reveal is yet to come.
Throughout the years, we have never interfered.
They've been stalking the human race for centuries. You can see the different time periods.
Never interfered. Until now.
But all of a sudden, they've decided to interfere. What's this interference that you speak of? Look at the sacred hand grip. They're bringing their magic powers here to interfere on planet Earth. Look at her. That's the money shot right there. She's a powerful woman with her powerful translucent sword. She's showing you how powerful she is. They get married multiple times with their magic powers. There's big doings on planet Earth.
When you said goodbye.
The Eternals looks pretty crappy, but there's going to be a joke coming. We got to see the joke. There's always a joke.
So now that Captain Rogers and Iron Man are both gone, who do you think's going to lead the Avengers?
I could lead them.
A reference to better days in the Marvel Universe. Remember the Avengers? So, speaking of this, how pop culture set the stage for coming UFO report, for better or for worse. UFOs were the fodder for Hollywood long before they headed to the Senate. You know, this bogus UFO thing they're about to do. And the story involves this guy, Barry Sonnenfeld, the director of all 3 installments of the original Men in Black trilogy. And he feels terrified about what we might learn. So this guy's relevant because he directed 3 Hollywood movies about aliens. Let's get his take on this upcoming, fake reveal. It's scary if there are aliens out there. I can't imagine they're nice. And I don't think we deserve to be treated particularly nicely. Let's face it. Humans are the virus of the planet. Boom. That doesn't sound very inspiring. So I guess the aliens are coming to say, hey, you guys suck. And, they'll be right. Let's face it. They'll be right, and, we'll see how it all plays out from there. Nearly a decade after Benghazi, the U.S. is quietly returning to Libya. And the Biden administration is looking to reopen the U.S. Embassy in Tripoli, which has been closed since 2014, 2 years after the Benghazi attack. See, we wrecked Libya. America, speaking of, a virus, America and the UN and France wrecked Libya like it was a flourishing country under Gaddafi. I've talked about this in so many other videos, but I saw this in real time in 2011, was very aware of it. Gaddafi was a well-loved leader who had taken his country from the poorest country in Africa to the richest, and they were doing well. And now it is a cesspit, right? It's been wrecked. It's run by gangs and thugs. America and France and the UN, other countries have looted the country of its resources, right? It's just been wrecked. And Joe Biden was a part of that. That was wrecked under Obama. It was wrecked based in lies and things like this. And eventually this stuff's all going to catch up to America and, the United Nations as a whole. VRBO slam for including Chrissy Teigan in new commercial. I had to look it up. Vacation home rentals, room for the whole family. So that's book your vacation rentals VRBO. Well, I didn't even know what this was. Some sort of vacation app. And the commercials, John Legend playing one of his songs. I don't want to see. Boom, there's Chrissy Teigan with her daughter. They got some sort of camera. They're taking selfies. This is before she got canceled. John Legend's playing some song. And there he is singing about vacation rentals, apparently. All these people coming in. And wow, this is going to be the best vacation ever. I wonder if Chrissy Teigan will be here. And so she was early on in the commercial. Doesn't make another appearance, I don't think. Maybe towards the end. Yeah, there she is. They're family. They're into vacations, and they're a part of this thing. She's been canceled. And VRBO doesn't know it yet, and they're taking a bunch of heat for this commercial. Just another day in 2021. See, when the initial lies were told about extraterrestrial life and the origin of our species and the true history of life on planet Earth, I mean, some of these fundamental building blocks, the essential aspects of life on planet Earth, they really fucked us, right? All of us, because those lies can't be walked back because they've been repeated over and over again. Like, I don't know the specifics, but this is my understanding of what's happened. That there have been people on planet Earth, human beings of one form or another. Some of them were, interplanetary travelers and, whatever it was, right? Because there is, life beyond planet Earth. Because, of course, there is. And there was different civilizations here, different types of people, whatever it is, higher developed souls, higher developed earthly beings. And about 5,000 years ago, there was a group of technologically advanced beings that came down here, and they made a slave race, all of us here, right? So there was the Vedic age before that, the Mahabharata, and they talked about chariots, but it was really like spaceships or things like that, right? So there was an inaccurate portrayal. There was giants. There was, all kinds of various life forms, higher developed, intelligent life forms here. They built the pyramids and then they took off, like they left. And they left maybe, some group of people in charge that became like the Freemasons, people who knew the truth, because every culture used to know that there were spaceships and space people, because there's no airplanes and we didn't have that kind of technology, the people that are here now. And so the Aboriginal people and the people in these various cultures knew about these things. And then it was just like, all right, we're going to pretend that never happens. And just in a few generations, the leadership kept this information for themselves. The true nature, the true history of human life on planet Earth, the true history of the planet itself, our real, orientation to the world, our goals and what we're here for, our true purpose. And they made up a bunch of BS stories about, religious stories about our creation that were far from factual, disinformation. And then the Darwin BS and all this other stuff, right? The Big Bang Theory and other scientific lies. And they were like, well, if we don't acknowledge that there were higher developed beings out there, then we can be at the top of the pyramid. And so that's what we have now, like secret societies that know the truthful information or know more of the truthful information and have been withholding it from everybody else. But now these beings are returning and, the earth is a mess and, the people who have told these lies can't come out to the average person and say, guess what? Everything we told you since you were, since you were a baby, you've been indoctrinated with lies and we've been lying to you. Scientific lies, religious lies, historical lies, it's all lies, right? Everything you know is BS, which we know in the truth community, right? And so most people can't handle that. I mean, it just would cause chaos. And now the truth is coming out in one way or another, and the people who control the system are trying to find ways to contain it and not take the fall for it. And there's no way to do that. They can fake an alien invasion, or they could, if there's extraterrestrials that come down here, they can say, they're here to, get rid of us or whatever it is, right? And create some sort of, bonding experience over extraterrestrial alien enemy. I mean, there's things like that, but those things are short-lived, right? At some point, you got to pay the piper. At some point, this obscurantism, it's the second one, obscurantism has got to go. Lying to people, that's from Babaji and the Whispers of the Brighter World from Heartfulness, that all this, there's so many messages about deeper truths being revealed, and people need to be brought up to a certain level of consciousness and perception. Because what you have to understand, there's so many underdeveloped people who don't have proper nutrition, they're not educated, and they don't have the ability for abstract thought. Very primitive people, underdeveloped across, billions. We're talking about this across the globe. We're talking about half the population or more. I mean, think about all the dum-dums you see out there. Go to Walmart, right? Imagine what would happen when they get the truth, right? Imagine if everyone in Walmart had a laser gun or, nuke or something. And so, think about that across the globe. I mean, all these various ways that people are just, underdeveloped, low consciousness, low vibration. So it's hard to bring the truth into light. It's something that the Heartfulness System's here for, to bring people up to a higher level of consciousness and perception to where they can handle, that they've been, all the building blocks of our personalities and our psychological makeup and who we are as people are based in lies, which is a huge, thing to deal with. And the truth is, kind of shocking. And this next phase is going to be tumultuous, very chaotic. There's going to be a lot of intense things. And so when the, leadership or the people that took control when whoever left, 5,000 years ago, whenever that happened, when they decided to lie and withhold the information for themselves and then lie to the masses, they create a huge problem because it would be a tough situation. This is going to be a tough time period no matter what. If we were all developed, if we were all on a higher level of consciousness, if we are all, aware of the true nature of it, our true purpose here on planet Earth, our soul's purpose and the purpose of the planet, and, things that higher developed, conscious, sentient beings like, human beings who have freedom of choice and freedom of, to do wrong and have the possibility of technological advancement, we should be a lot more mature and a lot better than we are. And so when they decide to lie to us, and then this, impending situation, which they knew about, that this, difficult transitory period that's about to unfold on the planet, and we're not prepared. We're not ready for it. And, it's going to be what it is, but it's that initial lies that they told, selfishness, greedy with power and, wanting to take credit and, be the controllers themselves. That's what really fucked the human race. That's why we're in sort of a desperate situation. And they're strategizing. But whatever comes out of the government and the media is going to be lies because they're incapable of telling the truth, because the fundamental basis of our civilization and what we are as a culture and psychologically in these things is based in lies. So they have to keep the lies going because they can't admit to the truth. Because even if they did, like they had a moment, all right, let's just tell the truth, people would flip out. It would be, chaos. It would just be the end of the human race. People would be just running into the ocean. I mean, just whatever. They would deal with it in ways that isn't, productive. And so we're all in this bad situation because of it. And they're trying to figure it out because things are going to start, getting real. And, things are about to get reals. And, the truth is coming out one way or another. Only spirituality will save this world. It's Paramato, definitely reporting from the Apocalypse and the Ascension. Everyone have a blessed day and be grateful.